All right, so we are recording. So we are going to begin, as always, with pranayama. And pranayama is just breath control techniques. And this is a technique that we started doing yesterday, and it's called alternate nostril breathing. This is a really great technique or practice if you're ever experiencing anxiety or you are having problems controlling your breath, or you feel that you're hyperventilating. This is a really great way for you to take back control of your breath. So you need your right hand, and you're going to use your right thumb and your ring finger. So if you haven't done this before, you're basically taking the right thumb blocks the right nostril, the ring finger blocks the left nostril. Okay, someone else is coming on. All right, so the right thumb will block the right nostril, left thumb blocks the left nostril, and we literally alternate our breath. So it's alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to do the count for you, so you don't need to worry about it. We're starting inhaling through the left for 4 counts and exhaling through the right for 4 counts. If that doesn't feel right, let it go and just inhale and exhale through your nose, but just being observant and conscious and aware of your breath. All right. So sit in a comfortable seat. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor, sit wherever you want to sit, on the couch, that's fine as well. Just somewhere where you are just comfortable. Notice if the spine is lengthened. If it's not, if you find that you're rounding your back, you may need to sit on a bolster. And then I'd like you to close your eyes. And once you close your eyes, bring your awareness then back 1 moment, scan your physical body, scan where you are in space. Just notice if there's ease in the body. And then check in with your breath. Check in with how you're feeling at this moment right now, without any judgment. So it is what it is. Don't try to fix the breath or change the breath in any way. We're observing the breath. And now we'll slowly begin to deepen the breath by exhaling through both nostrils until you're comfortably empty. And then inhaling through both nostrils until you're comfortably full. So inhaling and exhaling to completion, but without straining. And now we'll exhale together and take a deep inhale together. And this time we'll exhale fully. Take your right thumb, block your right nostril, and we'll inhale through the left for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you release the pranayama, bring your hands back to your knees, and then come back to your neutral breath, whatever that means for you today. So what we're doing right now is letting go of the pranayama, letting go of that control of the breath, and allowing the body to breathe as it wants. And that could mean you may want to breathe through your mouth right now, through your nose, a combination, it's fine. But just being mindful and aware of how that breath is coming in and how the breath is being released. And then you'll slowly blink your eyes open. All right. And then we'll begin lying on our back. Put the music back on. All right, so we're going to begin in it's a banana pose. That's what I call it, supine banana. So you're going to lie on your back. My blocks out of the way. And then you're going to reach your arms overhead. You're going to interlace your fingers and then press the palms of your hands away from you. So just getting that stretch. Maybe some of you have been in the car, the subway, or the bus. It's just great to stretch out the body, flex your feet. That means draw your toes towards you, and then point your toes. That means draw your toes away from you. All right. So now keeping the arms overhead, we'll slowly start to side bend to the right. So your shoulders and your arms move over to the right. Just be aware of that left shoulder. That left shoulder will want to come off the mat or the floor. Make sure that there's contact with your shoulder blade on the floor. Otherwise, you're just rolling over. Take your right hand, hold your left wrist, and then gently bring your left arm over. If you can, the left arm is on the floor. Remember, we want that shoulder blade, both shoulder blades on the mat. Don't worry about how far over you come over. It's not that big of a deal. Now you're going to walk your heels over to the right as well. So making a crescent shape, or if you'd like, a banana shape with our body. And now with your mind's eye, so without looking, I want you to bring your awareness to the left side of your body, the left side of your torso, especially the rib cage. And now I want you to imagine that you have nostrils all along the left side of your body, especially around the rib cage, and that you're drawing the breath in and out. You're breathing from the left side of your rib cage. And then notice how that part of the body expands. If you'd like to deepen this, you'll take your left foot, cross it over the right, and that just makes it a little deeper. Now your head position can be any way. You can look towards the right, you can look upward, or if you want, you can look underneath your left armpit. So it's totally up to you. So a couple more breaths here. So your elbows, as much as you can, we want that left elbow, we'll call it straightish. So we're reaching the left arm up and over. 2 more breaths here. And then slowly release. You'll bring your shoulders back to neutral. You'll uncross your heels, come back to neutral. And then bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, taking a moment here. And then we'll straighten the body once more along the mat, coming to the other side. So reach the arms overhead. And this time we start to just move the upper body over to the left, and you'll notice one side probably feels more flexible than the other, and that's completely normal. Once you've moved over to the left hand grabs the right wrist, and we gently bring that right arm over to the left side, maintaining contact with the upper right side of your back with the mat. And then you'll move your feet over to the left. If you crossed your feet on the other side, you can go ahead and do that now. If you didn't, you'll stay here. And once more, with your mind's eye, bring your awareness to the right side of the torso. And imagine that you're breathing, you're drawing in the breath all along the right side of the body. So that you'll feel the rib cage expand and contract as you breathe in and out. Two more breaths here. And then we'll release. Come back to center. Uncross your feet. Then bring your knees into your chest. And you'll wrap your arms around your shins. And take a couple of breaths there. So right from here, you'll bring your feet back to the mat. Keep your knees bent. And then you might need some blocks here or some books or pillows for underneath your knees. So you'll have your knees bent, feet together, and then just allow the knees to open. The soles of your feet will touch, right? So it kind of looks like this here, front ways. This is sideways. How do you know if you need support for underneath the knees? If there's a really big arch in your lower back and it feels uncomfortable, it's okay. That just means there's some tightness. We need to support the knees or bring the knees up in space to find the length in the lower back. So that could be anything, pillows, blankets, books. Bringing the knees up in space will create that length. All right? Your arms. You can do goalpost arms, which is basically making a right angle at the elbows. I like this one the best because it opens up my chest and my shoulders. Or you can reach the arms overhead. If your shoulders are tight, you'll make a Y. You'll make almost a V shape with your arms. So choose the position that feels the best for you. And then we'll take some breaths here. So remember, we're practicing curiosity with all of our poses. So what that means is just becoming aware of what arises in every pose. So how is your breath reacting to this pose? How is your body reacting to this pose? Maybe it felt uncomfortable in the beginning, but you breathe through it, and now there's a little bit more ease in it. Maybe once you place support underneath the knees, there was a release. Your body felt protected, and then it could release. Also notice on your mind what's coming up. And you can always bring your awareness back to your breath. With each exhale, imagine that you're releasing and letting go, whether it's tension in the body, whether it's thoughts that no longer serve you. We're just letting everything go, and we're using the breath as a means to do that. So 3 more breaths here. All right, slowly bring your knees together. If you need to, you can bring your hands on the outside of your thighs and bring them together. Straighten the legs on the mat. Once more, interlace the fingers, reach your arms away from you. I like to flex my feet because it stretches the backs of my legs. And then you'll slowly make your way to a seated position. So that could either mean you roll up or you roll to the side and you come up to a seated position. We're coming to our hands and knees. We're going to do a low lunge. So if you're on a mat that's kind of thin or you have knee issues, you can either grab a blanket, or you could also do this with the back knee lifted, okay? So we're gonna start out in a child's pose. So child's pose, you start out on your hands and knees, and then you press yourself all the way back, so that the sit bones are moving towards the heels. Don't worry if the sit bones don't touch the heels. That's not that important right now. If you find that you're being pushed forward, maybe you can take a block that will support your head. Or you can make two fists with your hands to support your head if your sit bones don't reach your heels. So 2 more breaths here. Extend your arms in front of you so that your elbows are straight. Keep your hands where they are. Don't bring them back to you, but keep the hands where they are. And then bring your shoulders over your wrist. So pull yourself forward until your shoulders are over the wrist. And now bring your right foot forward. So you're going to step the right foot forward. You can either step it forward. If it doesn't go on its own, right hand to the right knee. You're going to step that right foot forward. Okay? From here, we're coming into a low lunge. So arms reach overhead. If you find that you're wobbly, it might be because you have the foot in front of the knee. We want a wide base of support. So my right leg is right underneath my right hip. My left knee is on the left side, right knee is on the right side. Wide base of support. And then you're going to reach your arms overhead. Again, if you have tight shoulders, then we need more of a wide shape. So don't worry about it. If your arms are really bothering you for the shoulders, you can bring your fingertips to your shoulders as well. This works as well. Different types of lunges. The lunge that I want is 2 90-degree angles. So here's the tendency. The tendency is that we kind of stick the butt out, the chest puffs out, and the rib cage puffs out. I want the opposite of that. I want you to lengthen, pull the belly button in, lengthen the tailbone down, and you might find that that stretch now just moved to your quadricep and your hip flexor right here. So if you do a lot of sitting, cycling, you're gonna feel this right here. This is giving you this great stretch right here along the left hip flexor. Draw the belly button in, and then we're going to hold here for about another 2 breaths. Keep drawing that lower belly in strong. And then from here, you're going to inhale here, and then exhale, twist to the right. So see if you can twist, and then reach your arms away from you. So notice if you've got the elbows are kind of bendy and the wet noodle fingers. So see if you want energy reaching out through the fingertips. Elbows are straight. Shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, we go back to center. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat or to blocks. Books, pillows, doesn't matter. Left hand stays where it is. Inhale, we twist to the right. So we want this left shoulder over the left wrist, and then reaching again, fingertips up as high as you can. 2 more breaths here. And then we exhale, we bring the right hand down, and then we step back to tabletop. So right knee steps back. And then we press back into child's pose. So 3 breaths here, and then we'll try that to the other side. Once more, extend your hands in front of you. Inhale, pull yourself forward so that your shoulders are right over your wrists. Step the left foot forward. If it doesn't reach, you help it along. And take a look at your left foot and your right knee. They should each be on their own corresponding side. So it's not one in front of the other like a tightrope. Become aware of your pelvis. If it's tilting forward and you've got that backside sticking out, exhale, gently pull the lower belly in. Imagine that there's a little weight hanging from your tailbone. Instead of sticking out, it's pulling in. And then inhale, you'll reach your arms overhead in low lunge. This is bothering your knee. You can lift the back knee. We're going to do that in a little bit, but if you're having problems with your knees, you can lift the back knee. So inhale here, exhale, we twist to the left, and notice the difference from one side to the other, right? So this is all good. We have a lot of imbalance in the body. It's the way we carry ourselves throughout the day, and that's fine. So what we're doing with our practice is just noticing those differences. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale, we bring the hands to the mat or to the blocks. Right hand stays on the mat. Inhale, you twist to the left. This time, the right shoulder is directly over the right wrist, and then we reach up. Notice if the shoulders are coming up towards the ears. See if we can relax that away. Lifting up out of the pose, resisting gravity. Inhale here, exhale, left hand comes down. We step the left foot back for tabletop. And then we press back into child's pose. So we'll take about 3 breaths here. And then let's come forward into tabletop. So last week we began working on down dogs and planks. We're going to do that again today. So you come forward into your tabletop and you measure your plank. Your plank is a high push-up. You're going to straighten one leg and then the other. Shoulders right over the wrists. And then you press yourself back. Don't worry whether or not the heels touch the floor. That's not the point of it. So don't worry about that. If your back is rounded or you feel like you're being pushed forward, bend your knees, walk your feet forward a bit so that your knees are bent, and then press your chest towards your thighs. We want to maintain the integrity of the spine. So from here, inhale, we pull forward into plank. And then exhale, we press back to down dog. So we'll do that 4 more times. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, press back. Inhale, here's a variation. You could do tabletop. And then exhale, down dog. So 2 more. You could do plank or tabletop. Inhale, here's a variation, tabletop. Exhale, down dog. And last one, you choose tabletop or plank. You pull forward and you press back, down dog. Then bring your knees down slowly, and we come into a child's pose. You can choose your arms here for child's pose. You can leave them reaching forward, or you can have them back and then round your back and come forward. So it's really up to you where your child's pose is, what feels good for your body right now. And then I'm rocking from side to side because I like how that feels. So you can do it, but you don't have to do it. All right. So we're going to come forward. Let's come forward to tabletop. Press back, down dog, and now walk your feet forward. If your feet do not reach all the way forward, that's fine. Shift the weight to your feet. Walk your hands back to your feet. And then from there, bend the knees, push through the heels like you're about to jump up, and then inhale, bring your arms overhead, and then exhale, hands to heart center. And you're at the top of your mat. All right, so we'll take 3 sun breaths now. Okay, so inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, slight bend in the knees, forward fold. Inhale, dive the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once more. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Quick note about forward fold. When you're doing your forward fold, if you're having a lot of pain in your lower back, bend your knees and really draw the belly button in. So it would look like this. Inhale here, bend the knees, come forward, and then inhale, push through the heels to stand up. So that you're using your leg muscles to lift you up, and you're not lifting up using your lower back muscles. All right, so remember that. You can always have that little bend in the knees for those forward folds. All right, so let's combine. Last week we did Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Down Dog. So let's combine those. And if you weren't here, it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna go over it. All right, so we're gonna step back into Down Dog and go into Warrior 2. So when you're at the top of the mat, you're gonna inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, remember, choose if your lower back hurts, you're gonna pull the lower belly in, bend the knees, come into a forward fold. Inhale, prepare your spine. So prepare your spine means bringing your hands to your shins and having what's called a flat back, so that you're actually doing a back bend here. You're sticking your chest out here. And then exhale, let's step the right foot back for Warrior 2. And step the left foot back for Warrior 2. Bring the right arm up, and we're in Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, your left knee is bent. Your right leg is straight behind you, actually to the side, because you're kind of open like here. The right toes are pointing forward. Actually, let me mirror you. So I'm going to mirror you. So the right foot, you're pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. So notice that my right foot isn't sticking out. It's kind of pointing towards you. And now my left knee is bent. You can bend this as much as you want. What I will say is that 2 tendencies. We tend to shift the weight forward like this. We want the shoulders right over the hips. Another thing that tends to happen is that we bump the hip out. You see how short this side of my body is compared to this? Again, we want length in both sides. We've been holding this for a bit because I've been monologuing. So inhale here, exhale. We're gonna do a flowing warrior. So inhale, we're gonna reach back. Right arm is underneath, reaching forward, left arm is overhead. So this is your inhale. And then exhale, we'll do 2 more of these. Inhale, right arm comes underneath, left arm overhead. Exhale, we switch. Left arm underneath, right arm overhead. 1 more, inhale. Left arm overhead, right arm underneath. And then exhale. I know this is a lot on the legs. You can always straighten it. Inhale, and come back to Warrior 2. Let's straighten that leg for a moment. Give ourselves a breath. All right, let's bend the knee. You'll cartwheel your hands to the mat. So cartwheel your hands forward. You're gonna lift that right heel and then step the left foot back. Now inhale, reach the right leg up and then step the right foot forward. So I'll do that again. We're in down dog. So you're gonna lift the right leg and then step the right foot forward. Okay? And again, if it didn't come along, hand to the knee and you bring it forward. You're gonna drop that back heel so that the toes are pointing towards me. And then starting with the left arm, we reach the left arm, and we come up. Don't worry about if that didn't go that smoothly. It'll come. It's not important how you got here. Point is that we're here. Okay, so now we have the right knee is bent, the left leg is straight. How do you line up the legs? The heel of the right foot, if you drew a line, will intersect the arch of the back foot. So that's the alignment for the feet, generally. Doesn't have to be exact. We're gonna bring the arms out, shoulders over the hips. So there's length along both sides of the torso. If it's too much, don't bend the knee. Just bend it a little bit and hold here. Doesn't matter how much you bend the knee, okay? So you just do, this is new for you, do as much as you can. Don't worry about it. We're coming into that flowing warrior two. Inhale, we reach back. So the left arm is under, right arm is over. It's your inhale. Exhale, we switch. Inhale, left arm under, right arm over. Exhale, we switch. Right arm under, left arm over. One more. Inhale, flowing warrior. Exhale, we come. Inhale, warrior two. We cartwheel to the mat, so we bring the hands to the mat. I'm gonna lift that back heel, and now we're gonna step this front foot back for a down dog. So you're just gonna step it back, you're in your down. Then bring your knees down, and you're in a child's pose. While you're in your child's pose once more, come back to yourself. Check in with your breath. How is your breath doing? Notice what's going on in the physical body. Notice what thoughts are arising. And try not to interact with the thoughts. So just be aware of the thoughts and let the thoughts keep going. So what tends to happen is that thoughts come up and then we start having a little dialogue with our thoughts and then we go off on the tangent. So just be aware of the thoughts and that's great, that's a thought, and then let it keep going. All right. So let's come to a seated position. I think that was a lot for today. And then if you have blankets to sit on or pillows, you may need it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. But we're gonna take a seat on the floor. And we're coming into a pose called Janu Shirshasana. So it just means head to knee pose. We're gonna open, we're gonna sit up, one leg straight, one knee back. If you're in this position, so the left leg will be straight, the right knee will be back. Don't worry about how far up. The leg is here, that works too. Don't worry about the toes. So the leg can be in front of you, or it can be right here. Again, it's not a competition, doesn't matter how flexible you are. You're just making shapes with the body. If you're in this position and you find that this is happening, the rolling back, that's where you'll need to sit up a little higher. And that will give the pelvis room to tilt forward so that you can lengthen the spine. Okay. If it's really too much, you can always do this seated on the chair. All right, so I'm going to give you all a moment to get to the version that works best for you. So we're going to bend the right knee, left leg is straight. I like to flex my foot. Again, I get that stretch behind my leg. And then see, we're going to bring our arms overhead. You have to draw the lower belly in. That's what's holding you up. And we're going to bring the arms overhead. Again, it can be right here like a V. It could be straight overhead. It can be here. So 2 more breaths here, choosing your arm position. So inhale here, exhale, we twist to the left. Take a look at your left foot. And then again, the foot could be right here. It doesn't have to be that far out. Inhale here, and then exhale, we're coming forward. We're not going to round the back, just putting my hands on either side of my leg. And then here again, remember that prepared spine we talked about before? Same thing. I want you to lift the center of your chest like a back bend. So you're drawing the shoulder blades together, lift the center of the chest, and then you might feel it a bit more in your hamstrings here. So it's 2 different types of stretches depending on what we do with the back, with the spine. So this is the stretch with the back lengthen, the spine lengthen. So it's like there's a little string here in the center of your chest, and then we're lifting that. You can also always bend the knee a bit too. That might feel better to help you lift the center of the chest. Bend the knee. And then now as you exhale, we're going to come down and over the leg. So that can mean whatever that means for you. You're going to round your back. If you round your back and your lower back hurts, then you'll come back up to that back bend. Maybe bend the knee. You're still getting a stretch here. But what we don't want is for you to push through lower back pain because you think that that's what you need to do. There shouldn't be any sharp shooting pain. Maybe a sensation of lengthening happening, that's different. But if there's a sharp shooting pain, you need to back out of it. All right, so you can always bend this knee and just sit here, lifting the center of the chest. So we have 3 more breaths here. All right, and now we'll bring the soles of our feet together. We did this when we first started class, but we were lying down when we did this. Soles of the feet together. Again, if the knees are really high and your back is rounded, like you feel like you're going to roll back, just sit on something, even a bolster, however high you need to go. It's all good. And then that will help you lift the center of the chest. I'm just going to hold here. I'm taking my 2 peace fingers and grabbing my big toe, like literally grabbing my big toe. And I'm holding on to, it's called the yogi toe lock. I'm grabbing my big toe, bringing my elbows in. Let me face you so you can see that. So bringing the elbows in and then moving the elbows back. And the action here is I'm externally rotating my thighs. So I'm spinning my thighs that way, back. That's an external rotation. And you can have the intention and nothing's happening, and that's fine too, right? All right, so now we're doing the other side. So we keep the left knee bent, and then we extend the right leg. I have my foot flexed. Draw that lower belly in. We really want to ground ourselves into the floor. Inhale, we'll bring your arms overhead. Reach the arms high. Again, you have choices. Whatever option keeps the shoulders relaxed. If you're here, but you open your arms and now the shoulders come down, this is a better, more functional position here. One more breath. So inhale here, and then exhale, we'll twist. Take a look at that right leg, and then bring the hands on either side of the leg. If you find that the twist is a bit too much, just bring this leg in a bit, and then your twist isn't as deep. But again, we're finding that prepared spine, that lift to the center of the chest, drawing the navel in, and the shoulders are relaxed. I'm also imagining like a bird, when the bird sort of flies and then lands somewhere, how the wings fold in. That's what I'm imagining is happening with my shoulder blades, right? They're just coming together. And now as you exhale, you can, if you'd like, you can round your back. As long as there's no lower back pain, you can certainly round your back. If you have access to blocks, you can put your head on a block, or you can also take two fists, put them on your right leg, and then lean your head on your fists. All right, and then inhale, we come up, come back to center. Let's come back to Baddha Konasana. Bring the feet in. If this doesn't feel good, having the feet so close in, maybe it feels better if you bring the knees out. When I do that, I feel like I have to support my knees. I'll do it like this, and now it's like a diamond shape. So it's up to you again. You have variations. Not one is not better than the other. It's just a variation, right? We all come in different shapes and sizes, so do these poses. Okay? And then from here, we're going to inhale here and then exhale, come forward. First with the back straight. Remember that prepared spine. Center of the chest is lifted. And then as you exhale, if you'd like, you can stay here or you can round the back and come forward. And we'll be here for about 5 full, deep breaths. All right, let's slowly make our way up. And now we're going to sit for 3 minutes. So do a 3-minute seated meditation. Right after the 3-minute seated meditation, we're coming into Shavasana. And so Shavasana is where you usually lie flat on your back with any and all props that you want. So I tend to like to put a pillow underneath my legs, and then I like to cover myself in a blanket. And then we're going to be here, and then I'll take you through a guided meditation. So I'm letting you know that now. So if there's anything you'll need to do that final pose, get that now. Because once we do the 3-minute seated meditation, we're going right from there, moving the body try not to disturb the body, moving right to Shavasana. So I'm letting you know that now if you want to gather anything for your Shavasana. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to do that while I set up here as well. All right. All right, so in a moment, you're going to hear a gong. That first gong will start the 3 minutes. At the end of the 3 minutes, you'll hear 3 gongs. That will signal the end of the seated meditation. What I'd like you to see if you can do is to keep your awareness on your breath. It's impossible. So I only say that so that you know that it's completely normal that your mind is going to wander. But however many times you find that your mind wanders, just remember at that moment, you're in the present moment. So each time you realize, oops, I'm thinking about what I'm doing tomorrow, I have to focus on my breath. Nothing more to be said to that, just focus on your breath. Okay, so here we go, 3 minutes seated. All right. So slowly make your way to your seated position, not your seated position, unless that's what you want to do for your Shavasana, to your lying down position. So if you'd like to stay seated, you certainly can. I usually recommend having a blanket because the body temperature does go down a bit. So for the next few minutes, if you'd like, you can follow the sound of my voice, if that's something you'd like to do, or you can continue to keep your focus on the sound of your breath. I'm going to call out different parts of the body, and all I'd like you to do is to bring your mind's eye, your internal gaze to that part of the body. There's no need to wiggle your fingers or the part of the body or stretch. You're simply making a mind-body connection by bringing your internal gaze to rest its awareness on that part of the body that I call out. So bring your awareness to your right thumb. Bring your awareness to your left shoulder. Bring your awareness to your left elbow. Your right pinky toe. Lower back. The palm of your left hand. The top of your left foot. Left shoulder. Middle back. Left kneecap. Right earlobe. The tip of your nose. Right ankle. The palm of your left hand. The tip of your chin. The space between your collarbone. Upper back. Your left thigh. Right forearm. Your entire right leg. Your entire right leg. The bottom of your left foot. Right kneecap. Base of your spine. Lower abdomen. Navel center. Heart center. throat center. Eyebrow center. Crown of your head. Base of your spine. Crown of your head. Base of your spine. Crown of your head. Slowly bring your awareness back into the room. Allowing your consciousness to rise to the surface. Becoming aware of the sounds all around you. Including the sound of your own breath as you deepen your breath. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. So that with each round of breath, you find that you're able to go deeper and deeper. Allowing the deepening of the breath to shift your awareness to your physical body. Becoming aware of the chest and the abdomen as they expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Becoming aware of your physical body and where you are in space, the support that you're receiving, the support, whether it's from props like a bolster or a blanket or blocks, or even simply the floor that is supporting you beneath you. And in your own time, begin to make small movements with your fingers and your toes. Bringing one knee into your chest and then the other. If you'd like, you can wrap your arms around your shins, releasing your lower back. And when you're ready, rolling onto your right side. And then slowly making your way to a seated position. And then we'll end the class by bringing our hands to our heart center. So I usually end the class with one chant of Om. You're welcome to Om with me, or you can hum, or you can just listen. So deep breath. Bowing your head, honoring your practice. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I don't know if everyone's asleep, but I don't see anybody. I'm so sorry about all of the technical difficulties, and I'm hoping all of the other people that we're trying to get in will hopefully come back next week. If you have any comments or questions for me, please let me know. You can either unmute yourself or write something in the chat. But thank you so much. I'll be back in 2 weeks, same time.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You were so wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
I've tried to do yoga so many times and failed, and you're like the only person that I've ever felt comfortable doing yoga with.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm honored, and thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. It's an honor. I know everyone is really tight, has things to do, is really busy, and so I'm thank you, thank you, Karen.
Nice to see you, Caroline.
Nice to see you. All right, everyone. Hopefully, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and hopefully with no technical difficulties. Thank you, Kathy. Take care, everyone. Good night.